disjoint the game in the first three. How did you start to pull away? What was key in the fourth to getting over the hump here?
I thought it was, our zone was actually the key. Did a good job there, and big lineup played really well to close it. We just got off to a bit of a rough start with the 3 turnovers in like the first 5 or 6 possessions and a bunch of fouls. And not the sharpest of starts, but then be able to find some experienced lineups that really helped us.
Dante shot the ball really well, but also does this team kind of need his fire right now? Just kind of the spice that he brings from a competitive standpoint?
For sure, yeah, no doubt. And he's shooting it really well, and we're doing a good job. Particularly Julius is really doing a good job of finding him and getting him some really good, clean looks. And he's really aggressive. Once he sees a couple go down, then the rim looks really big for him. So,
Chris Julius has had a bunch of big scoring games this season. This one kind of felt a little bit more like the end of last year, where the assist total and the rebounding total is up there. Is it good? I guess what aren't you seeing from Julius right now?
Well, I think I can't read this, but I think that's he's been playing outstanding basketball, whether he's scoring or assisting. Defensively, he's been locked in for the most part. And I thought tonight he did a really good job of not forcing anything. Like took the things that came his way. It was a pretty easy game in terms of every time he had the ball, they came to him in crowds. So he just made the simple play. That's we've talked about how important that is when he's a playmaker for us, and it really unlocks our shooting. To be honest with you, so.
You mentioned that big lineup to close the game, being really successful. When you are going to that or thinking of going to that, are you looking for a size advantage specifically, or are you just looking for 5 guys that can drive a win?
Not necessarily looking for a size advantage specifically. The size is going to help your defense for sure. Should help you definitely rebound. Sometimes it's just about getting your best players on the floor and what you need to do. And at that point in time, was pretty confident that's where I was going to go, in the middle of the fourth when I had to take Mike out. But the guys really delivered, and it's, luxury when you have a guy like Julius who can, kind of slide over and basically play the point for you.
You mentioned 2 games ago wanting to get Dante more shots. How have you done that, and how much of that is maybe just on him to pull the trigger?
I think it's been 3 parts. We've tried to call his number a little bit more when he goes stretches without, having a good look. I think his teammates have done a really good job of finding him. I think he's been more active, just with his movement and his gravity that he plays with. As a shooter, and then finally he's just shot more. He was turning down a lot of good looks, and then kind of getting into the paint, and was maybe turning it over or not getting all the way to the rim. So I think it's all 3 of those things.
Jaden 9 for 11, and he's had some good offensive nights, especially since Ant's gone down. In your eyes, with his game and what he's able to do, where are maybe the 1 or 2 areas he's made the most significant growth over the last year?
I think it's at the end of his drives. His deep paint decision making has been really good. His on balance finishing, his ability to kind of initiate contact and play off of it. Has been probably the best, and I think he's just cleaner. He's just cleaner at the point of attack. He's going downhill. He's not trying to reverse course a lot.
With the foul trouble in the first and the third quarter, you ended up putting out a lineup that had Dillingham, Clark, and Shannon. Mm-hmm. This is a pretty experienced team. Had some deep playoff runs. What does it mean to have 3 young guys like that you can lean on when you need to?
Hey, we're going to have to. Those guys are going to have to play, important minutes for us, and I've told those guys many times, they're in the luckiest situation possible. They're playing meaningful minutes for a team with aspirations, you know. And if that's 10 minutes one night or 8 minutes or 18 or whatever, these are the best places to play and learn. You know, they're not playing 80 minutes just to get a run and develop. You know, they got to play high level, meaningful basketball. So, you know, we trust them. You know, and you know, we have guys that have different skill sets. We feel that they can mesh well with our regular guys, and you know, some nights they're going to be good, and some nights they're going to be young players.
Chris Rudy, I think, is plus 58 in the last two. It also seems like this is the most involved he's been offensively. Like, are you seeing some steps in the right direction just to get him a little bit more there?
You know, a big point of emphasis coming in the season was to get him more involved in the offense, particularly the chemistry with Rudy and the chemistry with Jaden. And those things, you know, are really off on a good start. So.
Julius? Is that what you said? You said Rudy.
Oh yeah, Julius and Rudy, and Jaden and Rudy combinations chemistry. So.